Okay, everyone, we're going to get started. Thank you so much for joining the call tonight. My name is Beth Beruzabadian. I want to just tell you a little bit about my background and story, and then I'm going to share with you some information with regards to Nerium International's products and business opportunity. If you're on the call tonight as a guest, it's because someone invited you to listen who thought that you might benefit from hearing the information, so definitely appreciate you taking some time out this evening to learn about what's going on with the company. It's very, very exciting. So a little bit about my background. I live in Richmond, Virginia, and I went to college thinking I was going to be a news reporter and decided that this was not a whole lot of fun. So I segued into a career in healthcare communications, and I was working with hospitals and a lot of nonprofit charities in the healthcare sector, helping them share their services, and I was basically a glorified project manager. And about 3 years ago, I was on Facebook, and obviously not minding my own business, and a girlfriend of mine named Cassie Daniel, she was a friend that I went to college with here in Richmond, she had posted some pictures of people's skin. There were these before and after photos, and I thought, oh no, someone has hacked her page. Cassie, if you knew her, she's one of those people that never actually posts on Facebook, and she also is not very technologically savvy. So that's why I thought someone had clearly hacked her page and put some weird photos on her wall. So I called her out of concern, and she chuckled and said, "Mary Beth, you're very sweet, but I actually posted those photos." I was like, "Oh, well, why did you do that?" And she explained to me it was a night cream called Nerium. And she used it. She loved how it made her skin feel, and she decided to endorse it. And so she was going to be sharing it with her friends. I had never heard of it at that point, and so she offered to let me try a free sample, and obviously I wasn't going to say no to a free sample. So we met up, and she gave me the bottle and took my pictures. It was a very humbling experience. My skin back then had a lot of inflammation. It was very red, discolored. I had some sunspots on my forehead and some wrinkles. At the time, I was about 34 years old, so my skin was definitely changing. I could see it, so I was intrigued to try it. But to be honest with you, I was very, very, very skeptical. I think I told you in the beginning of the call that I wanted to be a news reporter, so I was very analytical, and I want to know who's your source, and I just like to do my due diligence. So, but I trusted my friend Cassie, and I thought, you know what, let me just try this and see for myself. So, little did I know this was a phenomenal product. It was going to work because it's clinically proven to work. But I was going to try it and see if it worked. And so, like I said, it did. Just in a week's time, my skin felt softer. It looked brighter, and I was really, really pleasantly surprised. So I did not want to give her the bottle back, and she showed up at my doorstep and said, I need that back. I have a wait list of people who want to try this stuff. So I thought, all right, fine, take your bottle. So I talked to my husband, and I said, sweetie, I really would like to become a customer of this Nerium stuff. He knew I had been sampling it, and he said, Mary Beth, I'm so happy that you enjoyed your results, but, why wouldn't you just become a brand partner or a distributor like Cassie is? And at first, I was extraordinarily, and I'm being very light here and trying to describe my emotions, against doing that, because I have no background in sales. I've never done one of these relationship marketing or network marketing companies before in my life, and I just thought, no way, there's no way I'm going to do that. I'm not going to sell my friends on products. And so my sweet husband, can you hear the sarcasm in my voice? He kind of put me in my place gently and said, Mary Beth, can I be honest with you? Cassie let you try a product for free, correct? I said yes. He said, it seems as though you enjoyed using it, correct? I said yeah. He goes, so at what point did she try and sell you? And I was like, okay, touche. I see your point here. He's like, it seems as though the product sold itself. So I give my husband credit for me even taking a stab at this business, because I was so adamantly against even doing something like this. But he had a point. He had a point. Mary Beth, you're sharing free samples. I'm like, okay, I can do that. I can do that. So fast forward to today, I look back at that time period, and I think that my husband deep down wanted me to have an opportunity to get myself out of a really difficult place. So it's hard for me to kind of share this sometimes because it's extremely embarrassing for me, but I was in a lot of credit card debt, to put it gently. It was about $45,000 in credit card debt, which that's a whole nother story, but that was kind of my story. And so that all began in my early 20s. And so it just got to the point where I was literally living paycheck to paycheck. I was not, living an abundant life by any means. I was living paycheck to paycheck and really struggling. So much so that, I didn't even have a couple $100s to my name that I could even invest to start my own business. So he had to actually loan me the money just to get started. And thank God he did, because I had not only, earned my investment back, which was only $500, to start a business. It's kind of crazy to think that that's, even what it took for me to start my own business from start to finish. But I had gotten myself completely out of credit card debt. I've paid every single penny off, which is huge for me. I honestly thought I was going to have to carry that debt for the rest of my adult life. And so thank God for that. And I was able to earn a free Lexus car. The company is extremely generous. They give us a free car very early on in the compensation plan, and I'll explain that in just a couple minutes. And they've also sent us on a couple of incentive trips. So once a year they do an incentive trip, and for people who are being pretty consistent with their business. And so we were able to go to the Bahamas last year, all expenses paid for the two of us. And then this year they took us to Cancun, Mexico. It was a 5-star resort. It was all inclusive. They actually rented out the entire resort just for the Nerium people. So it was like an adult spring break, and everything was just 5-star. And they even doubled staff at the hotel, so we felt like we were royalty. It was phenomenal. And Nerium just does not. They just do not, skimp on anything. So needless to say, if you can imagine from 3 years ago, working my full-time job, working 50 hours a week, and living paycheck to paycheck, this has completely rocked my world. I wanted to make $200 a month doing Nerium. I thought that would cover my my gas money, and then I could earn the products for free. So that was my goal. So, and I tell people this when I talk to them. I'm like, this can be whatever you want it to be. If you want to make $500 a month, fantastic. Maybe that will pay a car payment, or maybe that will pay for, a child's, private school tuition, or, I don't know, it could be utility bills. Or maybe you want to make $1,000 a month, and that's really going to help your family, be able to save for vacations or whatever you want to do. Or maybe you really want to take this all the way. Maybe you want to actually retire from your career. Whatever it may be, this is completely up to you, and it can be whatever you want it to be. So that's kind of my story, and hopefully you've had a little bit of information about Nerium before listening to this call. But what I'm going to do now is just share with you a little bit about the product and the background on the company, and then I'm going to tell you a little bit more about the business opportunity and how you might be able to take advantage of becoming a part of the company. So the company was founded off of basically before and after photos, like I told you guys earlier. It was founded off of one product called the night cream, and that to this day is our flagship product. Believe it or not, 40% of our customers are men, and actually over 50% of our distributors, or brand partners is what we call ourselves, are men too. So this business is not just for women by any means. This is a business really for anybody. And so it was based on science and medical research. There was some bioscientists doing skin cancer research on melanoma, and they discovered while they were using this extract that is, we call that today our NAE extract, NAE8, and they were using this in some studies, and they discovered that their subjects looked very, very good while they were doing their studies. So they realized that it was a, basically phenomenal breakthrough. So they decided to take a sharp right turn, and they were going to turn it into what it is today, which is an anti-aging night cream. That NAE extract that I just told you guys about is considered a super antioxidant. It's very healing, it's very gentle on the skin, and it really is phenomenal for any type of skin type that you have. So I don't care if you have oily skin, dry skin, sensitive skin, it does not matter. It's one step, and it helps every type of skin, type that's out there. So from there, that's really how we took off as a company. We did $100 million in sales in our first year, and only in the United States. You guys, with no advertising. That was just word of mouth. So needless to say, if any of you guys went to high school on the phone, you remember gossip and people who would, say bad things or start a rumor, and how fast that would travel through the hallways of high school. If Nerium was a bad product, or if we did not know, what we were doing, we would have tanked immediately. Or another kind of example I like to think about is if a movie comes out, and before you even get to go to Fandango and buy your ticket, you've already heard by the internet or by Facebook that it was a great movie or it was a bad movie. And so, you don't even have to go to the movie before hearing if it was good or not. So I think the $100 million in our first year with no advertising and one product in one country kind of speaks to the caliber of the product that we have. People like to share when it's a good thing, it's a good glass of wine, a good restaurant, a good book, good whatever. People naturally share that, for better or for worse. And so from there, the night cream, we have now a total of 5 products over the last 5 years. We just had our 5th birthday this week, believe it or not. We have a day cream that helps enhance the night cream results. We have an eye serum that helps with puffiness and dark circles. It has instant results and it also has long-term results. I've never seen people behave the way they have since I've been able to give people the eye serum. I had no idea how sensitive people are about their eyes. But I guess now that I think about it, you're looking at people, in their eyes, and you're making eye contact with them, and that's really the first thing you see in someone. So I guess I now understand why people are pretty sensitive to having, really refreshed looking eyes, when they wake up in the morning. So anyways, the eye serum is phenomenal. Then we also have a firming product. It's called the Firm Lotion. I call it Amen in a bottle. I am blessed with my mother's genes of having, bright blue eyes, and I have for her horrific cellulite. It's something that there's not a whole lot I can do about it. I go to CrossFit 4 days a week, 5 days a week. I eat practically like a rabbit, with the exception of red wine. And the cellulite keeps me very humble. And so when the Firm came out, I was ecstatic because I knew what the night cream did for my face. I could only imagine what the Firm was going to do for my body. And so the Firm really helped make me feel a lot more confident wearing shorts and at the beach. It helps tighten your loose skin, any kind of dimpling or cellulite you have, and it also helps to firm up and tighten your skin. So that's for the body. And then the final product we have is called EHC. That is a brain health supplement. The science for that supplement is out of Princeton University lab. It is a product that I will never stop taking for the rest of my life, as long as they will continue to give it to me. It's a product that is all natural. It is derived from the coffee bean. It's isolated and it's decaffeinated. And basically, I'm just going to give you a quick, 2-second summary. It helps improve the health of your brain. It helps your neurons connect and strengthen your neurons, which helps you be able to focus better, have better memory, better recall, you sleep better at night, your muscles recover quicker, you have a higher immune system. I mean, I could go on and on and on. Get back with the person who invited you to this call if you have not heard about EHC yet. We're known for the night cream, but EHC is a product that has completely changed a lot of people's lives, and the science is just truly a breakthrough. So those are our 5 products, and all of our customers have no contracts, which really makes me very happy because I've been burned by companies before that I feel like they've kind of put me up against the wall and got me into these auto delivery programs, and I don't want to be a part of it. And so Nerium does not do that to our customers. Everyone is just month to month, whatever they want that month, they'll get it, whether they choose to get it or not. They have a 30-day money-back guarantee, so my customers can try it for a month. If they love it, fantastic. If they're not happy, no big deal. They return their empty bottle or their empty box, and they get fully refunded. Nerium has so much integrity, so they're never going to put people in a bad position. They just want their customers to be happy. They also have a referral program, and this is pretty cool. I've never had a company in my entire life ever say to me, hey, Mary Beth, will you go tell 3 friends about this product? And if you do that and they become a customer, we're going to go ahead and give you your product for free. That's exactly what Nerium does. They incentivize and reward our customer base for sharing a product that they're using and that they love, and in return, they give you your own product for free. It's ridiculous, but it's kind of genius, though, because they're basically, helping get the word out even more. And so the only difference between a customer and a brand partner like myself is that we'll both go ahead and make earn the product for free, but the brand partner is going to actually make commission for doing the same activity. So that's the only difference. So those are our 5 products. To tell you a little bit about the business side, I told you earlier that we made $100 million in our first year with just the night cream in just the U.S. We have expanded to a couple of other countries since then. We're in Canada, Mexico. We're also in South Korea. We're in Japan. And we're getting ready to open in Australia and Hong Kong. We're also going to be opening in Colombia and many, 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 many other countries. And that's just to name a few. So as you can imagine, we are currently what's considered the ground floor because we have only just scratched the scratch of people hearing and knowing about this company, much less in the US, but also worldwide. And it's kind of like, what is that, the Kevin Bacon experiment where it's like 6 degrees of separation? I guarantee you if you guys pick up the phone tonight and ask someone, hey, do you know anyone in any other country besides the US? They're going to say yes. So that's really how this business works. It's all word of mouth and who do you know. So we were very privileged to be recognized in the Inc. 500. That's kind of the equivalent of, I'm sure you guys have heard of the Fortune 500 for publicly traded companies. So we were recognized in the Inc. 500, and that's for private companies. So we were ranked #1, okay, #1 for all consumer private products in the United States of America. That is crazy. Any of you guys are wearing the Fitbit? Fitbit was like number 50 something. We were number 12 for the category, or no, I'm sorry, we were number 12 for the entire list, but #1 specifically for consumer products. So our growth has been exponential. We also were recognized as doing $1 billion with a B, $1 billion in sales by our 4th anniversary as a company. And the only other 2 companies who have ever done that in that period of time was Priceline and Groupon. Now notice that those are not relationship marketing companies. So we are really on the map. And again, what's crazy and ironic about all of this recognition that we're receiving in sales figures is that most people have never even heard of Nerium yet. I would say if I walked into Starbucks, tomorrow and asked 10 people randomly, I would say at least 8 of them, if not 9, have never even heard the word Nerium before. And if they have heard of it, they're like, what is that thing called? Nexium? Nerium? So there's such a low saturation rate of what people have heard of this. So it's really great to be positioned before this becomes a household name. There is no stock. You cannot get stock in this company. People ask me all the time, how do I get stock? You cannot get stock. What you can do is become a brand partner, and that's how you get your stake in the company. Nerium is going to become a household name. You can mark my words. This is going to become, again, Coca-Cola, Nike, Apple. You guys are all familiar with all those brands. Nerium International is going to be a household name, and it's just a matter of time before it does that. Another thing that I think is worth mentioning is that being in the industry of wellness and anti-aging, it's considered a sticky space. So if you guys don't know this, the beauty industry has not recessed since the Great Depression. Okay, alcohol and tobacco are probably the only other ones that really have not recessed since back then. But beauty, you might be struggling to pay your bills, but you're going to be having ramen noodles just so you can go get your hair done or go get your nails done. And I know there's women on the call right now, and you're probably nodding your head and saying, yes, I've been there, done that. We like to feel confident. We like to feel good about ourselves. And men do too. Men are actually the fastest growing category in this segment of anti-aging. So we're in a great space. It goes down the drain every single day. This isn't a purse. This isn't a piece of makeup. This isn't, a piece of jewelry. Consumers don't need that every month. But our products, people consume them and they use them and they go down the drain and they want more. So it's a residual kind of program. And the other thing I wanted to mention to you guys that would have intrigued me if I were sitting in your shoes tonight 3 years ago is that we're only going to be in the top niche areas of anti-aging. So we're not going to be selling a huge catalog of stuff. It's never going to be kind of off the wall products that you can't really put together. Like, why is this in this catalog? We're only ever going to be in the top niche areas of anti-aging. You don't have to be schlepping around a catalog or anything like that. So to get started, everyone does the exact same thing. You become a brand partner. You can do that through the person who invited you tonight to listen to the phone call, to go to their website. You enroll as a brand partner. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the call, it's $500 to get you started, and there's no strings attached. You get a website, You have, actually, it's an e-commerce website, so all of the transactions are done through the website. The products are shipped to your customers through your website, so you don't have to be kind of the middleman delivering products. You're going to get all of the products, so you get all 5 products that I would recommend that you use for yourself so that you can have a testimony and be able to speak to your experience. And then they're also going to give you 3 extra night cream bottles. So the night cream bottles are going to be your sample bottles, just like my friend Cassie let me try her sample bottle. Same thing happens with that. You're going to get marketing materials and training, and you're going to be ready to go and be in business. Your website actually is going to be live within minutes. So it's a pretty kind of turnkey program. And my favorite part, which is write-off. Hello, tax write-off. What? So you're basically telling me that you're going to become a business partner. You're going to have a fully operating business, legitimate business from start to finish, and you can write it off. Hello, that to me, if I had known that, I would have started any business, much less starting Nerium 3.5 years ago. I had no idea that the government incentivizes people as much as they do if you have your own business. So what do you think I do now? I write off my cell phone bill, my internet bill, my computer, the iPad that I bought this month. When I drive to, meet someone to give them a bottle, my mileage gets written off. So you guys need to think about, if you don't have a business, if it's not Nerium, definitely think about getting a business because of all the incentives that you're going to get. We get paid 14 different ways. And it's really the sky's the limit, like I told you earlier. So you want to get back to the person who invited you to listen to this call, and they're going to give you any information you need. And so before we end the call, I wanted to bring on my friend Ellie Seymour. She is a dear friend of mine, and she has a heart of gold. She lives in the Charleston, South Carolina area, and she is a stay-at-home mom. So she's doing incredible things in the business. And Ellie, are you there? I just wanted you to tell your quick story about your experience with Nerium.
Yes, I'm here. Thank you so much. Can you hear me?
I can. Go ahead.
Awesome. Yes. Well, I'm a stay-at-home mom of 4 kids. My husband is a public school teacher. And I found out about Nerium through Facebook. My friend had shared her before and after photo, and I was really impressed by the results. So I tried it for myself, and I just fell in love with the product. But was hesitant to buy it first because being a 1-income household, our budget was very tight. So when I found that you could get it for free, I was very excited and did that very quickly just by sharing with my friends and family. And then I realized that my friend was the one getting paid for the work that I was doing. So it just seemed a simple transition for me to lock arms with them and join in this opportunity. And I'm so glad that I did because, months before we had this, we would be struggling month to month, just hoping that ends would meet and we wouldn't come up short. And, Nerium has really been that blessing that has just given us the room to breathe within our finances, where we can do those fun extra things that we were never able to do, or that we can take care of the things that come up unexpectedly, like car trouble or dental work, or just things that you don't budget for. So I'm so excited for this opportunity and so excited that I took that leap of faith and are happy to see what the future has for us with this opportunity. So thank you so much for letting me share.
Thank you, Ellie. I really appreciate it. I love hearing your story because I know that you're a busy mom with several children. You've got your hands full, and the fact that you've been able to do this in your spare time and have some great success and kind of take the burden off your family's shoulders, and your husband too, since he's a hard-working teacher, means the world. So what I want to end is really just tell you guys. First of all, I would recommend that you sincerely thank the person who invited you to listen to this call, because on some level they care about you, they respect you, and they wanted you to know about this opportunity. This really, and I'm not giving you any hype, I'm being very honest with you, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. This product and where we are in the company is not going to happen again in our lifetime. Like I finished telling you all the kind of recognition that we've received. We have achieved things in this company that has never been done before in the entire industry. So I would feel terrible if my friend Cassie did not tell me. And one day I looked at her and she was driving a free Lexus and making a 6-figure income from home and was able to build this in her spare time and eventually quit her job as a dental hygienist, which is what happened to her. Same thing happened to me, but I would have been really, really disappointed if she kept that from me and didn't tell me. So definitely thank the person who invited you. And this may or may not be for you. If it's not, that's no problem. I definitely encourage you to share with people who you love and care about. Again, there's people at home praying for an opportunity right now and hoping that they're given some kind of opportunity that they just haven't, been told about. And Nerium could definitely be something to help them. If it is for you, congratulations. We are excited to be on this journey with you, and the person who invited you on this call obviously is going to take you under their wings and help you along the way. Nerium has a very, very simple system that anyone can do, and you're definitely in good hands. In the culture with Nerium, you'll find very quickly is all about living happy and believing in your dreams and kind of deciding that you're not going to live a mediocre life. You definitely are going to reach for the stars and have better and more options for your family. Nerium is considered a legacy company, which means that you can actually will your account to your children or to your grandchildren, or really anyone that you want to will to. So what's nice is that right now my husband and I are building a business that my grandchildren are going to benefit from because of the residual income that we're making. So you guys have a wonderful night. Thanks so much again for joining, and we'll talk to you later.